What's happening?
What's up?
Welcome back to the Creation Station, and we are doing a request from Silly Brandon tonight.
Yep.
And what is it that he has requested here?
Well, Itachi Susanoo, it is like a different form of him.
And it has armor.
Yeah, it has
and then
armor.
It has it's much larger than life.
Yeah.
And it's like the last card in their hand. This is like the big power that they got.
Yep.
And so it looks kind of like a flaming kind of devilish knight. And you can see that it's fighting this multi-headed dragon thing. So all the flaming stuff, that's all Itachi. So what we are going to be doing is we are going to be drawing the full Susanoo.
Okay.
I'm guessing we're going to include Itachi somewhere into the picture so you get some sort of relative sense of perspective. I believe we're going to use some color for this one.
Okay.
And that's about it.
Yeah.
So if you like this Susanoo drawing, you want to ding that bell and leave a comment and let us know what you want to see next.
Yep.
Let's get into the Creation Station
and check it out.
Okay, welcome back into the Creation Station, and we are drawing Itachi Uchiha's full Susanoo, and we're just going to kind of make it a little bit unique by drawing a little bit of fire down here at the bottom. We're going to kind of get a nice sort of manga-style flame coming up. That's what I'm really working in the bottom of the artwork right about here. Let's just kind of get like a little flame. So that's just a little foreground right there. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to throw Itachi's hand in here. And we're going to start with kind of the bottom, and we're going to have one of his pointer fingers folded over just like that, and then middle finger right like that. Okay, and then sort of index finger, ring finger coming up there, and then a little bit of movement, and then I guess we're going to kind of bump up across the top, a big knuckle, and pointer finger, a thumb coming across just like that. All right, run down into the hand, and then just for like a little perspective, kind of the tip of that pointer finger pointing forward, and you know, we have like a little detail in the thumb there, maybe like a little crack coming along there. And we're going to get like a good close-up of Itachi. So we're going to have the robe kind of coming across, a little fold in it, and then a shoulder coming down. And then the same thing on the opposite side, with a little fold, and then a shoulder kind of coming across a little bit more. And then we're going to do that little strip. This should be a little red strip right down like that. And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get a little red out and I'm gonna fill that in really quick, just to kind of like give us a little level of excitement while we're waiting to complete the rest of the drawing. Get a little red down in there, and then if you have a little extra space to kind of finish that off. All right. So, we're going to have the head kind of peering up, and like a little nose, and then a little mark in the eye, and then, of course, it wouldn't be a Susanoo without having those eyes really kind of fully lit up, the Shargan, all right, and the side, a little bit of the shape. Okay, and then we're gonna get that color right in there. We're gonna use the red for our little enhancements tonight, and keep that going. And get the side of the cheek. Okay, and then eyebrow, really kind of coming up and pointing up just a little bit, and that's gonna dictate where we're gonna have our Leaf Village headband coming up, and we're gonna make the band kind of stretching upward across, and we'll figure out where to cover it in here in a minute. Once we got a little detail coming across the face, and the Shargon on the other side, eyes, and just kind of have that pointing out, and a little bit more thickness on the top, and a little section coming in, and then we're going to work in some of the details right there, and we're going to get our red filled in again for a little level of intensity. All right, I'm going to move that along across. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and throw in our Konoha. All right, and we get that up in there and across. Okay, and then we're just going to go ahead and put the little slash through, just like that. All right, and work in some of our hair. I'm going to start here, going outward, straight outward to where we were, and then a little bit like this, with those strands coming down, and we're going to go right back up into here and across to the other side. I'm just going to kind of start there because I want to have a section come down across the face, and then across the face right here, and kind of come out with another little strand, and then we're going to have our ear kind of, after that we're going to have our ear kind of poking out like this. Alright, so I have a little detail in the ear, and then last little bit of hair kind of coming in the back, and that's where we're going to kind of tie these two together. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get our black, fill that in. Alright. I'm going to use a little Sharpie for the overlap. We're going to kind of mix the two in there. Just a little bit. Alright. Pastel for the rest of it so we can get a little bit of the gray if we want it. Alright. Now it looks like this is going to take up a lot of the space, but really our pictures all are going to sort of come to life with that big Susanoo. So that's going to be a big intense part of it. Alright, so we're just going to try to create a little stroke movement as we typically do with the pastel. So as long as we're moving in the direction of the hair, we're starting to give that essence rather than just scribbling it in. Okay, so we got that demeanor of Itachi kind of pointing at us, and we're going to do some line work right here to show some of the folds in the clothes. So we're going to have like a little bit of an overlap and a little something coming in right about here. We'll have a little line work right here and right here, and then some coming down and up, and then the same thing down and then up, and then a little bit here up, and then curve downward, and then across. All right, so like one little detail right there. Now we want to keep it dark, all right, and that's what's going to make our Susanoo in the background really stand out and come to life. So it's really important that we take the time to kind of lightly color in so we can sort of see that line work underneath, and then we have a little contrast with the hair itself. So I'm not coloring in as dark with the pastel on this section because I wanted us to be able to sort of see some of those fabric folds and things like that. So when I get this, we're going to kind of go across lightly. There we go. And a little bit up top and a little bit down here. All right, so while we're at it, let's just go ahead and we're just going to kind of use a bright marker. We're going to scribble in that sort of fire effect. So I'm just kind of marking in the direction the flame is going, a little bit inconsistently, and you know what? Around the edge, I'm going to throw in a little yellow pastel. So there's just a little, or a little yellow highlighter, so just a little yellow mixed in with all of that. So now we are going to work into the Susanoo design, and we're really going to kind of bring it to life. So we're going to go ahead and do some line work, and right around Itachi's face we're going to bring in this kind of curve, sort of like that, and this is like a scarf on the Susanoo armor, and I'm just going to kind of eyeball, we're going to have like a line coming up. It kind of wraps around the face of this figure. So then we're going to bring up a little bit more here, and we're just going to kind of wrap it around, and it has, you know, a sense of shape to it, but it is a little free form, so that's why I'm kind of drawing it, not with like a certain type of perfection, so to speak, but I'm just kind of like layering the pieces together, almost like a cloth. It's like a cloth in the air. So this is still part of the cloak, and then it starts to tighten up right here. We got about 1, 2, 3 little wraps, and then it's like almost like the mouth of this creature is coming up, and then it's got this wicked nose. It has like some bumps on the bottom of it, and it's pointed, and it kind of comes down like this, and it goes across his face, and it has like a couple little scars on it, and then this is like representing a nostril, so to speak. And then it underneath in this space is its mouth with like some really wild teeth. So it kind of looks kind of like the mouth of a shark, which have some big teeth coming in here, and then a smaller set of teeth along the bottom, and then like kind of this curved shape. So there's these lines to suggest teeth, and then there's the same thing across the top, but there's this gnarly tooth in the middle. All right, so you have like kind of these lines here to suggest teeth, and then you have these kind of ninja eyes. So around the ninja eyes, we're going to color in as if there was a mouth, but clearly there's something hiding in there, and its eyes are kind of glowing. All right, so we've got that, but then this thing has its actual own angry face, which is right about here, kind of like is it Captain Bowser or King Bowser or the Koopa Troopa from McDonald's or Mario Brothers, whatever it's called. So we have these eyes here, and then they're also glowing. So this thing kind of like has an internal and external set of eyes. So that's pretty creepy. All right, I would not want to encounter something like this. Seems like it has some pretty gnarly powers. All right, so above that, we have this kind of diamond shape. So it's made up of triangles. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the triangles. 1, and then 2, and 3, and then 4. So you put all those together, and it makes this kind of shape that's coming out of its head. And just do like a little line work coming off of that and coming off of that. So it has some stuff sort of moving upward and up across here. I don't know what that's supposed to be, like part of a flame or something like that. Part of its brain pattern. Who knows? All right, because this is going to turn kind of into fire up here. So where the nose is, there starts to be this fire pattern. So you got some fire, flame, flame, more flames. The flames are just going to kind of take off up towards the top of our picture, and they're going to work their way down the side of our picture. All right, so we got sort of like this. All right, then it's holding this flaming shield. So we're just gonna kind of do some overlapping flames, sort of like that. All right. Those are gonna come in around here and sort of work their way down. It has kind of a curved shape, and then a little bit more sort of flame sticking out, and then the shield comes down. There's more curved shape right here, and then it comes back down around. There's like a whole lot of work going on in here. I'm just going to do the essence of the flame over there behind Itachi. So now the robe is kind of connected here, so we can sort of follow that line. And it's connected here, so it's flowing over. I have a little bit more like that. And then the robe is sort of wrapped around like this. And we have another little line coming across like that. And then an overlapping portion. And, maybe like a little line in there. And then some more sections of the robe kind of overlapping and coming up just like that. All right, and then arm coming out now. So this thing is getting really, really crazy. It's got an arm coming out, and that arm is pretty strong, and it seems to be holding a lightning bolt sword. So whether that's a flame or a lightning bolt, kind of hard to tell. It looks electric, but it also has kind of a movement of fire, so perhaps using fire and electricity all in the same way. It kind of goes way up like that. It's crazy looking. All right, so cool thing is we get to go off of our page here, and we're going to do some fingers wrapping around. Pretty straightforward. All right, and then a little bit more of this flame coming down. Now, here's the crazy thing. This arm comes down like that on the forearm, and then there's another hand coming off of it. See that hand? And it is holding a jar of some type, so I'm guessing there's some sort of magical potion in there or something that stores its energy. If you know, Naruto is all about energy work and powers and jutsu and stuff like that. So who knows what kind of potion is being stored inside of this Susanoo bottle. But that's it right there. And so we have this whole other arm coming off of the forearm. So that is crazy. It's like two hands completely coming out of this being that's being created, so, or conjured, so to speak. All right, so we're gonna do some lines in here for some muscles. So there is, and then we're gonna like make some like errant flames kind of coming off sort of like that and sort of like that. So now at this point, we do want to add a certain amount of color. So we have definitely a lot of yellow glow in here. We have a lot of white in this section too. So there's some yellow flame kind of coming around there, shooting out. And then a lot of this is white. And I'm just going to kind of go over and just kind of accentuate some of that. All right, and then get a little bit down here. And then there's like going to be like a soft yellow down here. And we're going to have kind of a soft orange down here. And I think I'm even going to mix a little bit of of brown in there. Let's get our brown out. Where's our brown? Sorry to see if my brown pastel is missing. Alright, well, we'll come back to that one. What we're going to do is we're going to add some yellow into road work. A little bit, it's all kind of in the middle section. We're going to add a lot of yellow in here. It's just kind of right in that area. Some down here and along the nose and kind of the forehead area right here, and then a little bit on this part of the robe kind of coming up. And we're just going to do like a little touch right in there. So we got a lot of yellow here, but then what we're going to do is we're going to really work in the orange. So I'm coloring lightly with the orange, but I'm trying to fill in much of the space, if that makes sense. So with the yellow, I was kind of just going loose. The orange, we're really working on just kind of, like I said, filling in lightly. And then we can go back, and in certain areas we can get firm, and we're going to get a good deal of contrast. But if we go in lightly, the yellow is going to stand out more. We can also color very fast a large area lightly. So since I know I want it colored in, I'm moving fairly swift. Okay. I kind of color it in so I don't get the black mixed in. I'm just going to kind of move lightly across. Alright. And then when we start doing the dark sections, you're going to immediately notice a difference. So I'm going to get light, light, light. Light, light, light. Kind of come across. Like barely going over the yellow. Some of these yellow areas where it's yellow, I'm just being a little bit more gentle, if that makes sense. We're going to leave the shield alone. The shield, we're going to just go real loose with the yellow. So not even hard to do, with the orange, not even hard to do anything there. And we're going to actually go into that part with a little bit of red. So we have like yellow, orange, red kind of moving across our work right here. All right, I'm going to get in there, get in the nose. All right, gotta keep filling in. Opening it up. Yep, we're gonna actually go a little darker in those spots here shortly. As soon as we finish filling in. All right, we'll go boom, boom, boom. All right, so we're gonna make these flames a little darker. And we're gonna give these flames a little yellow edge. All right, we're gonna do like a slightly darker area towards the top, blending into the yellow. We're gonna do some darker areas around the two flames and coming off of our gem to make it stand out, and kind of a line up the nose, a little bit here underneath of things. So it's showing the darker orange is being used as a way to show shadow. All right, so a little bit on the bottom sections, sections where there's overlapping. All right, kind of overlapping in the corner here. We're getting under the arm. We're getting this hand coming out. Getting in the bottom of these, bottom of these, bottom of these. All right, now we're gonna move red. I'm not gonna press firmly with the red because I don't want to overpower the orange, but we're getting a little bit of red lightly mixing in with the orange on the shield section so you can show the big difference that we're working with here. So there is Itachi full Susanoo, and we're gonna try to get a Whoa Daddy signature. I want to do it somewhere really cool, right by the hand. I'm gonna get it right in here. All right, 2022. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you like this and you want to see more Naruto or something in particular, just subscribe, comment, and remember, never stop drawing.